Vanity Fair something.
Go on. I'm listening.
Vanity Fair.
Sounds gossipy. Let's do it.
So Chris Hemsworth, he's been doing the Furiosa tour.
That's right.
Going around being like, this is how I make movies, etc.
There's been some. There was a Sydney premiere, and it was George Miller and Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth, and then some other guy.
Yeah.
See the other guy?
No.
Okay.
I didn't.
It's like a witch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was he the guy who plays Scrotus? And he also played one of the war boys in the previous
Oh, it
one?
might have been.
Might have been that, because I know one of the main war boys who's not.
Okay.
What's his name?
My assumption was that he was a producer.
Oh, maybe he is then. I don't know. I don't know anything. So he was talking about the role of Thor and how it evolved over the years. Initially, he felt like a bodyguard, just kind of standing around the Avengers while they all bickered and quipped and etc.
Sure. He got some bickering and some quipping.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then it developed,
But I guess if you're on set, you might, it's probably a grass is always greener thing where you're like, oh, that guy got a good line.
yeah,
that
you're
guy got a good
watching
line.
Captain America
Exactly.
yell at Tony Stark, you know, and you're just standing there being like, Point Break or whatever. And you didn't even get to say Point Break.
Yeah.
Somebody says it to you.
He
have
should
to
have been
pretend
like,
you don't get it.
He should have been like, I would like that line. Hey, I'm Point Break. He could have said, look at me.
So, but then he said, with Thor 3, Ragnarok, the character was reinvented. It's a bit lighthearted. It's a good movie. People all agree. But when it came to the sequel to that, Thor Love and Thunder, he said he still can't forgive himself. He said, I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness and I became a parody of myself. I didn't stick the landing.
Oh.
Yeah, because I know a lot of those Taika Waititi movies, and this is true of the Thor movies, there is a lot of improv on set and just kind of letting the cameras roll and just seeing what happens. Does Russell Crowe want to be Greek-Australian? Yeah, you can let him do that, and that's totally okay.
Right. Uh-huh.
And he also thinks that he owes audiences another Thor after what felt like a whiff with Thor Love and Thunder.
A whiff?
Bearing in mind
he whiffed it, is what he's saying.
The movie still did well. It still made like $700 million. So, financially, sure. I think we are going to get another Thor, almost certainly.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, and it will probably be more like He-Man, heavy metal, Conan the Barbarian.
Dark and dank.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
They'll probably have a big fur coat,
Like from the 70s.
Yeah, like from the 70s, Mason. Like it'll be less these ones, and
absolutely,
Thor will
it'll be more back to basics. It'll be more the Northman than it will be
the Thorthman.
The Thorthman, exactly.
Yeah. Also, I wouldn't say this is entirely his fault.
No.
I know some of it is.
The acting.
Yeah. That's part of it. It's definitely his fault.
Not that the acting was bad.
Yeah.
But the improv.
Yeah.
Should have reined it in.
I wouldn't even say the improv was bad. I think it's just, when you see a movie and it's just like you've left too much improv kind of in this and it's kind of derailed.
Ghostbusters, which he was also in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him in that Ghostbusters movie, though.
He's one of the best parts.
Well, it's the best Ghostbusters movie, so it would make sense that he would be a strong element of that. So, yeah, there you go. We'll get another Thor movie. They'll probably get, who could direct that?
Chris Hemsworth.
There you go, done.
Yeah, nice. We've solved that problem.
If he's if he's taking responsibility, take some real responsibility. Direct a movie you're in.
That's right.
God, imagine being that buff and being the lead and directing.
So I'm sure somebody did that very recently.
Who?
Don't know.
Dev Patel.
Yes. Not as buff, though.
No, that's true. Kind of easy.
It seems like it would have been easy. And he got injured a bunch of times.
Yeah, which is easy to do.
Anybody can do that. That's right. You just walk up to a really, really huge dude and you're like, can I punch you in a weird way? Can I punch you but solely with my pinky finger?
Can I punch you with the wrist part of my of my fist?
Mm-hmm.
This is via the Film Comment podcast. Jeff Bridges went
What's
on.
it called? The Film Comment
podcast. We're crediting correctly here, Mason.
Okay.
That's what we do. They spoke to Jeff Bridges and he said, yeah, I'm returning as Kevin Tron in Tron Ares.
Interesting.
His famous character. Started in the 80s, continued in Tron Legacy, turned into a cloud of information and shot into a laser beam or something.
That's exactly how
and
it
now
ended,
he's back in the new one, which makes sense.
He's got a big black bucket on his head.
Yeah,
See
he
that
does,
shot?
doesn't he? Yeah. So that wasn't from a previous one, was it? That was new Jeff Bridges.
That looks like a new
Do you think we're going
Bridges
to bring
shot.
back a new de-aged Jeff Bridges? Are they going to take another run at it?
Maybe.
It's time.
In that interview, I think he said something along the lines of he didn't like how he looked in that movie. Like he looked too weird.
We've talked about this and so have others. I think it works.
Probably the movie commentary podcast.
Why are you so jealous? Someone's got another podcast. You're so jealous.
Yeah.
We'll eventually destroy them.
Because they've
We
got a
don't do
better
it now.
name.
Yeah, they do.
I wish we were called the Film Commentary Podcast.
Yeah, whose fault is this? You named this podcast.
I did name this podcast.
You're the Chris Hemsworth of this
but
podcast.
I didn't think about what we were doing, If,
You didn't think anybody would hear it.
I didn't think anybody hear it, and I figured, at the time I didn't know we were going to do some film commentaries.
We didn't know that, did we?
Yeah, that's true.
What were we saying there? So, yeah, taking another run at young Jeff Bridges. Yeah, so...
Jeff Bridges said in Variety, his DH character looked more like Bill Maher than myself. So
yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Fucking Bill Maher of all people. Mm-hmm. That fucking sucks. But also, he makes a lot of good points.
Oh no, here we go.
It's just the first thing.
We I was going to say for people who don't know, and nobody knows this except us.
Yeah.
But we recently, just before this, we recorded a Caravan of Garbage, the audio for Caravan of Garbage, and we did make a lot of comments about doing our own research, and I think that's infested this podcast.
Yeah.
We haven't got out of this mode yet.
I don't think there's anything wrong with doing your own research,
Absolutely
Mason.
not.
Especially if you're an idiot. How are you supposed to find anything out?
It's a good point.
You just read whatever's fed to you in your feed.
That sounds great.
It is great, actually.
Oh, my God.
It is great, actually. But yeah, in the Tron machine, in the last one, I think it's okay that he looks weird in digital because he's a digital man in a Tron machine.
Yeah, that's
But they
true.
also have him like that outside of the Tron machine, and that is unforgivable.
Exactly.
And that's why that movie is actually bad, actually. Anyway, this is one more reason, I should say, to be excited for Tron Ares. Everything except the lead,
Yes.
who is Jared Leto. But, maybe he dies immediately.
Maybe it's an executive decision situation.
Yeah.
Or a Disney executive shoots him in the head, for real.
Oh my God, can you imagine? This is by the credits. So this is an article by Susanna Endelbaum titled Lights, Camera, Action, Plan, a focus on the filmmakers of tomorrow at Biennale. So they had this thing, right?
Okay.
Filmmakers got together and
They went to Bill and Nail.
Yeah. And they went, this is the future of filmmaking, etc. And in relation to the Hellboy reboot,
All right.
Jonathan Younger, who's the president of Millennium Films, he was actually enthusiastic about the possibility of AI in filmmaking. And he started by saying this: I wasn't a fan of AI.
Okay.
But
Oh, no!
after shooting a demon character practically for a film called Hellboy due out later this year, that's this year anyway, that didn't look great, he turned to AI to come up with a new design on a platform he built himself. I was able to make 3,000 creature designs in an hour. So now I can start to cherry pick and edit those and then send it to visual effects. Mike Mignola, who of course is the creator of Hellboy.
That's correct.
Said,
An artist.
yes.
Never
Said-
used AI in his life,
Nope.
presumably.
Well, we don't know. Let's
Whoa.
not jump to any conclusions.
Okay.
He said, I knew nothing about this. Just finding out now, not happy about it. Also, like,
What if it was like, very happy, just finding out about it now, so
Great
happy about it.
news.
This is great.
Yeah.
Can I do this as well?
God, this is so dour.
Now, as I understand, like when I read the first quote, it suggested to me that this guy had not used AI on Hellboy, specifically on the Hellboy production. The quote that I read suggested that he made some stuff for Hellboy and it took a long time, and then he just went to AI for some other stuff.
Right. No, that's what I have. I went to
okay.
the article, and that's the quote that it was. He said he made 3,000 creature designs in an hour on a platform that he built.
Okay.
And again, we've talked about this. Like, that doesn't come from nothing. You can't make 3,000 pictures with no input.
That's right.
So that means there was people's actual work.
Yes, exactly.
Being fed into that.
That's probably Mike Mignola's work.
I would say probably, almost certainly, yes. I think they're doing The Crooked Man, which I read recently, which is a really good Hellboy comic. But, all right, Mason, really good, I guess.
I don't think it is good. I think it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, dour stuff.